It was another beautiful drive out of Snowshoe to Greensboro, where I stayed with my friend Kim. It was here in Greensboro where I came up with a new plan. I couldn't go back to work yet, and I had the extra vacation time, so I decided to keep the adventure going. So the first stop would be Kanuga Bike Park because it was open daily. And it was close enough to Asheville so I could grab a hotel there and still be around stuff. I had some time after checking into my hotel, so I headed over to Catawba Falls. It was a nice 1.5-mile trek through a mossy, shady forest with a series of waterfalls. And it was nice to be out of the car and off the bike and do something different. Catawba Falls is only like a half hour east of Asheville, and the waterfall was crazy. According to the internet, this thing is 100 feet tall. The next morning, it was an early rise and shine, because today we're hitting Kanuga Bike Park. It was about a 45-minute drive to Kanuga, and it had been lightly raining all morning, so things were getting wet. Kanuga is a bike park, but it doesn't have a chairlift. So it's considered an enduro park because there's a 1-mile long climb to the top where you can pick between 8 trails that will take you back down. The 9 trails here have a total distance of 7 miles, and it's got a vertical of 525 feet. They had a little spin the bike wheel game at the top with all the trails written on it, so if you can't decide on which trail to take, just give it a spin. For me, it landed on Evergreen, which is good because that was the only trail I was starting on anyways. I was told by several people that this place was great, but it had some aggressive features. Kanuga was designed by pro riders Nico Mullally and Dave Lamone. So I was leery of greens feeling like blues and blues feeling like blacks. I took Evergreen down first, and it was better than I expected. After that climb, I was surprised by what a long descent it was. It felt like I just kept going. And it did feel like a green trail. After making a wardrobe change, I hit the climb again. And I took my first blue trail down, GNCC. The other blue trail was closed, which kind of sucked because there's only 2 blue trails that you can take up here. GNCC was tight and steep. A lot of off-camper spiciness, and even some deep ruts, which was new for me. Look, it's good. Interesting. Quite a difference from the green trail. Several trails cross a fire road here that's about 2/3 of the way down. First time. Here, you can connect to Tortuga, their intermediate jump line. And let me tell you, for an intermediate jump line, this thing is epic. A big, wide, machine-built trail with massive berms and jumps. But my brakes were getting very noisy at this point. Luckily, I climbed back up and met someone who helped me reset my caliper, which was slightly off-center and was causing the pad to rub against the rotor. But my back brake pads were getting thin, and I knew it was going to happen. You can't hit this many downhill parks and expect your brake pads not to fade. Then I met Ben and Spencer, who offered to take me down a black trail named Hemlock Ep.8. Ben and Spencer taking me down.
That's a nice one. Uh-huh. No gaps for me.
I also hit Tortuga a lot. But these jumps were tough. I couldn't find their mojo, and I couldn't find mine. I rode all these trails several times, and every time I hit Tortuga, it got a little better.
Oh, camber. Oh, nice. There we go. There we go. There we go. That was nice.
After Kanuga, I desperately ran to the closest bike shop to see if they could change my brake pads, but they were closing as I arrived. So now I had a new mission tomorrow, because there was no way I was going to be able to ride Beach Mountain with these worn down brake pads. So, will I get my new brake pads, or will I have to ride beach with some worn out brakes? You'll just have to find out on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Now get outside and ride.